Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's Koya here bringing you another Minecraft World War II aircraft tutorial. In this tutorial we'll be going ahead and building the Illusion IL-2. The Illusion IL-2, known by the name of Sturmovik, was a ground attack aircraft produced by the Soviet Union in large numbers during the Second World War. The IL-2 was never given an official name, and Sturmovik is the generic Russian word meaning ground attack aircraft. The word also appears in Western sources as Sturmovik and Sturmovik, neither of which give correct pronunciation in English. With 36,183 units of the IL-2 produced during the war, and in combination with its successor plane, the Illusion IL-10, a total of 42,330 were built, making it the single most produced military aircraft design in aviation history, as well as one of the most produced piloted aircraft in history, along with the American post-war civilian Cessna 172, and the Soviet Union's own then contemporary, the PO-2, multi-purpose biplane. To the IL-2 pilots, the aircraft was simply the diminutive Illusion. To the soldiers on the ground, it was the Hunchback and the Flying Tank, or the Flying Infantryman. His post-war NATO reporting name was Bark. The IL-2 aircraft played a crucial role on the Eastern Front. When factories fell behind on deliveries, Joseph Stalin told the factory managers that the IL-2s were as essential to the Red Army as air and bread. So yeah, the IL-2s, one of the most kind of iconic aircraft really for the Soviet Union during World War II. This aircraft was designed solely for the purpose of ground attack, very comparable in roles of like the P-47 or the Stuka, except this IL-2 had a very good reputation of being a kind of tank in the air. Very similar to, I guess, today's modern day A-10s, this aircraft could take a lot of punishment without actually being taken down from the sky, which gave it a pretty good reputation and honestly made it a pretty feared aircraft to come across. But yeah, overall really interesting aircraft and a fun one nonetheless. I think the oldest tutorial currently up on my channel is actually of the IL-2. That is probably about 4 years old, so it's nice to come back and finally revisit this aircraft and get you guys a new model for you guys. In front of us we have the IL-2M, which was a bit of the modernized version, kind of the later war variant, which basically included a larger cockpit section which fitted a tail gunner onto the aircraft, and earlier IL-2s did not necessarily have a tail gunner position. But yeah, overall pretty interesting aircraft here, and going to be a fun build. As you can see, we do have it in the iconic green and black camouflage. That's my favorite color scheme really the IL-2 comes in. However, again, you can kind of change it and do really whatever camo scheme you guys want for it. Anyways, let's go ahead and kind of take a look here at the aircraft itself. To begin with, you will see some little bit of block outdated choices, as I did redesign this quite a while ago. However, I'm just now getting to the tutorial, unfortunately, for it. But we will be changing out the nether brick and stuff like that for polished blackstone, as it does look better, and also the quartz there for smooth quartz. So we will be changing those in the tutorial over to those newer blocks. But kind of get the general idea of what we got going on here. Obviously, in the front here, a little intake there for the engine. We have exhaust here on the side, the cockpit here, which also houses the tail gunner position on the rear here, so making that the M version. We have the aircraft number on the side here. Again, you can make whatever number you guys want there. We just have 18, nothing really of a historical importance for that. As we work back, we have the cabling here that leads back from the cockpit to the tail. All the iconic Soviet red star markings on the aircraft, and as we come back, we have basically the horizontal and vertical stabilizers, as well as the some bombs here mounted on the bottom here next to the basically wheel wells there. One thing to note also is that this aircraft would sit at an angle, so this is going to be a tutorial only for the in-flight version. Yeah, other than that, that's going to pretty much do it for this overview. Let's go ahead and move into the tutorial. Alright guys, going ahead and move into our first layer here. We'll be going ahead and starting off with layer 1. If you're completely new to my aircraft tutorials, the way we will be structuring these is, or this tutorial in particular, is we'll be doing half on camera, half off. What this means is we'll be building the entire stern line of the aircraft, and then we'll be building basically the whole right side, and then it'll be up to you guys in between layers to copy what we build on the right side over to the left side. It's pretty straightforward and really isn't anything too complex. If there is any differences, which there really isn't, then I will be sure to mention those specifically. Anyways, as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, this is only going to be for the in-flight version of the aircraft, so just something to know also. Anyways, let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to place down a iron trap door. We're going to go ahead and place down a row of 1, 2, and 3 smooth quartz top slabs. We're going to be using smooth quartz for the entire bottom section of the aircraft here, so if you hear me just say quartz, please just use smooth quartz. It's just going to look a lot better, I promise. We're going to then place down a black concrete block, followed by a smooth quartz slab, and then 3 iron trapdoors coming off that slab like that going back, and that right there is going to complete your center line. Moving out to the sides here, we're going to go next to these 2 smooth quartz top slabs here. We're going to place down 2 iron trapdoors, followed by a smooth quartz upside down stair, which is going to be facing that direction like so. After that, we want to go and then place down a smooth quartz full block back, and we're going to go then place down a smooth quartz upside down stair, just like that. Or, sorry, just a regular smooth quartz stair. We then want to place down 2 iron trapdoors, going back from the stair, 1 and 2. After that, going to the side here, we're going to place down a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7 iron trapdoors along the side here. If you do want to include your bomb, we are going to be going ahead using some zombie heads, green terracotta, mossy cobblestone walls, and dark oak with trapdoors. We're going to place down a green terracotta block on the side of this second trapdoor, a zombie head coming off toward the front, green terracotta block toward the back, mossy cobblestone wall, and a dark oak with trapdoor coming off the mossy cobblestone wall like so. And then coming off the trapdoor, we're just going to place down an iron trapdoor like so. After we have that done, we want to go and then go off these 2 green terracotta blocks. We're going to place down 2 smooth quartz upside down stairs like so. Behind those stairs, we're going to place down 2 smooth quartz full blocks. And we then want to go ahead and go back from those full blocks with a additional full block, going toward the rear, an upside down stair, and then a smooth quartz top slab. And then in this space right here, next to the stairs, going back, we're just going to fill in with 3 iron trapdoors. Actually, sorry, it's going to be 2. And then right here next to the stair, we are going to place down a skeleton skull there on the side. After that's done, going toward the front here, we're going to place down a smooth quartz full block, going off this one, and then smooth quartz top slab. We're going to go then place down a skeleton skull on both sides of this smooth quartz block. We're going to go then repeat the same thing we did on that side over here, so 2 quartz upside down stairs, a skeleton skull, and we're going to go then place down our 2 iron trapdoors back like that. After that's done, we're going to go then place down a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 iron trapdoors, and we're going to then place down an additional row of 5 going across. After that's all complete there, that's going to wrap up what we have there for layer number, I believe that's actually layer number 2 technically for the build. And with that, we'll be going ahead and moving into our next layer, layer number 1, but this is what it should look like from up above to go ahead and get it started. With that though, let's go ahead and move into layer number 1. Alright guys, going ahead and moving into our next layer, we'll be going ahead and moving into layer number 1. For layer 1 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to be going ahead and going to the bottom of our wheel pods here. We're going to place down an iron trapdoor on the second smooth quartz block right here. We then want to place down a polished black stone upside down stair, and then a second polished black stone upside down stair going directly back from it, just like that. And we're going to then do the same thing over here for our landing gear. So iron trapdoor, and 2 polished black stone stairs upside down back to back like that for the wheel like so. After we have that all done, we want to go ahead and take our iron trapdoors, and on the bottom of these smooth quartz stairs, full block slabs in black concrete, we're just going to place down a 3x3 square of iron trapdoors on the bottom there for that intake. And with that all complete there, that is going to wrap up what we have there for layer 1. And with that, we'll go ahead and move into layer number 3. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layer number 3. For layer 3 to go ahead and get started with here, one thing I do want to mention is that when we get in this section, we're going to start to get into the actual kind of green or black portion of the aircraft, so kind of that top color. In this tutorial, we're going to be going ahead and doing it completely green to begin with, using dark oak wood stair slabs and our green terracotta blocks, and then we're going to be going ahead and going back at the end of the tutorial to cover how to add the camouflage. Makes it a little bit easier recording-wise for me to do it this way, and kind of makes more sense, I think, in my opinion. So just note that we will be going back and we will be doing the camouflage a little bit later. But anyways, to get started, we're going to go to this iron trapdoor here. We're going to place down a smooth quartz block on top of it, followed by 1 block forward, an upside down smooth quartz stair, and then a brick top slab there in the front. Going back to this quartz block on top of the iron trapdoor, we're going to place down an additional 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 smooth quartz full blocks back, followed by 1 and 2 smooth quartz top slabs, and then an iron trapdoor. So the smooth quartz full blocks here should stick out one past this iron trapdoor, 2 smooth quartz top slabs, and the iron trapdoor like that going back. We then want to go ahead and go back from the iron trapdoor, 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces, and then we're going to place down a polished black stone top slab there for the back wheel. And after that, we can go and then delete those blocks there in between. Anyways, going ahead and work our way out to the sides now. To begin with, we're going to place down a smooth quartz top slab coming off the side of the stair. And then going back from it, we'll place down another upside down smooth quartz stair like so, and then we want to place down an upside down smooth quartz corner stair like so. We're going to then place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 smooth quartz full blocks back, followed by a smooth quartz upside down stair and an upside down corner stair like so to round that off there for the fuselage. Moving our way out to the sides here, we're going to place down a dark oak wood stair facing this direction on top of this iron trapdoor with a dark oak wood sign on the side of the stair. We then want to place down a row of 1, 2, and 3 smooth quartz blocks back, a green terracotta block, a dark oak wood stair, and then after that we're going to place down a dark oak wood slab like so. After that, going back up here to the front, we're going to place down a dark oak wood stair coming off the side of this one, so corner stair, then you have a regular stair, and then going back from that stair, we're going to place down 1, 2, and 3 smooth quartz blocks, a dark oak wood stair, and a dark oak wood slab. We're going to go then place down another dark oak wood stair here next to this one, so like this, followed by 1, 2, and 3 smooth quartz blocks back, dark oak wood stair, dark oak wood slab. We're going to go then place down a daylight detector coming off this smooth quartz top slab here. We're going to then place down a dark oak wood slab. And then going back from that, we're going to take our green terracotta. We're going to place down a row of 1, 2, 3, 4 green terracotta blocks, and then our dark oak wood slab after that. Once we have that done, we're going to place down another dark oak wood slab coming off this one here in the front. A row of 1, 2, 3, 4 green terracotta blocks back, and then another dark oak wood slab like that. Our next row to the side here is going to be a dark oak wood stair next to this green terracotta block, so right here. And we're going to then place down a row of 1, 2, 3 green terracotta blocks back, and then we're going to place down a dark oak wood stair on this end. We then want to go and do the same thing here, so dark oak wood stair here, 1, 2, 3 green terracotta blocks, and our dark oak wood stair on the back there. This dark oak wood stair also is going to be a corner stair, so we're going to rotate it so it's like that. And we then also want to go and grab our end rods going off this stair here. We're going to place down 1 and 2 end rods coming off this dark oak wood stair, and that will be the same there for both sides. At this point here, we want to go and then place down a quartz top slab coming off this stair, a quartz upside down stair, quartz full block, quartz upside down stair, and a quartz top slab like so. We're going to go then place down a row of 5 of quartz top slabs all the way across. At this point here, we want to go and then grab our spruce wood top slabs, and we're going to place down a row of 4. So coming off this quartz top slab here, 1, 2, 3, 4 across, 2 zombie heads on the first 2 here. And then taking our smooth quartz slabs again, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out to the side there like that. Again, a zombie head on the side of that slab there. And we want to take our slabs here again and do another row of 4. So 1, 2, 3, or sorry, just 3 this time. And then a zombie head here on this slab, and then a zombie head right here in this corner as well. And once we have that all done, that's going to pretty much do it there for both sides. There is a difference here in this layer, and I do want to go ahead and cover that real quick. Over here on the right side only of the aircraft, we're going to place down an end rod coming off this zombie head right here. Again, that's on the right side of the aircraft, and the left side will not have it. But yeah, this right here what it should look like from up above when you have layer 3 all complete. And from there, let's go ahead and move into our next layer, layer number 4. Alright guys, going ahead and moving into our next layer, we're going ahead and moving into layer number 4. For layer 4 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to go ahead and start off by going ahead and placing down a red concrete block on top of this brick top slab here. We're going to place down a red concrete block that comes off of it, and then a wither skeleton skull there on the very tip there for the front. Going back from that, we're going to go ahead and place down a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 green terracotta blocks. And then right here, you can choose to leave a space open for basically the end here, or you can go ahead and choose to close it off. Either one is kind of up to you guys on what you guys want to do here. But for our tutorial here and everything like that, we are going to be going ahead and closing this off by going ahead and placing down a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 black concrete blocks like that going down this row side like so. Again, you can leave the space of 5 open, put an interior in the aircraft if you want to, but for us, we're just going to go ahead and completely close it off. We then want to go ahead and go back from this row of 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green terracotta blocks, followed by a smooth quartz full block, smooth quartz upside down stair, and a smooth quartz top slab. We're going to go then place down a fence gate coming off this slab, open up toward the rear, and then a polished blackstone slab on top of that top slab there. After that's done, we're going to go to the side of this top slab. We're going to place down 1, 2, 3, and 4 iron trapdoors to the side here, And then right here, we're going to go and place down a row of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 to the side. Like so. After that, we're going to then place down a skeleton skull on the side of this smooth quartz stair, followed by 1, 2, 3, 4 mossy cobblestone walls, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 green terracotta blocks. I'm going to go and double check my count here. It is 11. We're going to then place down a mossy cobblestone wall, followed by a brick wall, just like that, going toward the front there. After we have that done, we then want to go and go to our sides. These first 3 green terracotta blocks, we're going to place down 1, 2, and 3 with our skeleton skulls there along the side. We then want to place down 2 dark oak with trapdoors here. And we're going to go then place down green carpet on these 2. We have all these quartz blocks right here, so green carpet on top of those. And we're just going to basically kind of go down the center of the wing here, just kind of placing down our green carpet. And then once we get to the outside portion where we have our smooth quartz, we're just going to basically cover the smooth quartz completely. And right here also, we can go ahead and place down 2 green carpets like that, connect that up right there. So we get something that kind of looks like that for the wing there for our green carpet. Just kind of covering that and kind of doing some of the layering there for it. So just like that on the side there for the wing. One thing to also mention is that we do have the little Soviet kind of star that would be on the wing, and that would be located right here where this slab is, like so. One thing you can also do is you can go ahead and also grab yourself a brick slab, and if you want to also underneath the red wool, you can place down a brick slab on the bottom there also, so that the star does show through to the bottom of the wing as well. So that's kind of an option there for you guys as well. But that right there is going to basically complete what we have here for the Slayers. Take the same thing, copy it over to the other side. One thing also to mention here is that we can also at this point do the basically the rotors if we do want to. So for our rotors here, very simple design. I've used this design quite a few times before. But we're going to go and go to this red concrete block. We're going to place down 1, 2, and 3 polished blackstone top slabs over here to the right side. We then want to go and go up from this red concrete block and out to the side. So up to the side, then up again, and then we're going to go ahead and go up again, but this time with a slab. And then going to the bottom here, we're going to place down a wall that goes down like this, and then 2 walls that go down to the side there, like so. So pretty simple design there, nothing too complicated for your rotors there, or for your propeller, and that's pretty much all you really need to do for that. Anyways, that right there is going to complete what we have there for layer number 4 for the build, and with that, let's go and move into our next layer, layer number 5. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layer number 5. For layer 5 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to go ahead and place down a brick slab on top of this red concrete block here. We're going to go ahead and place down 1, 2, and 3 dark oak wood slabs back, followed by an iron bar. Underneath this iron bar, we want to go ahead and replace this green terracotta block that would be underneath it with a black concrete block, just to kind of make it look a little more darker as an intake. And then also behind that iron bar, we're going to place down a black concrete block. At this point right here, we're going to go ahead and take our light gray stained glass. We're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 light gray stained glass blocks back, followed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 green terracotta blocks, followed by 1 and 2 smooth quartz full blocks, and then a quartz top slab there on the very back. After our center line there, we're going to go and start working our way out to the sides. For the sides here, we're going to place down a zombie head at a slight angle on top of this mossy cobblestone wall like so, followed by a dark oak wood stair back from the zombie head, and then a narrow stair, so you have a corner stair and then a regular stair. 2 green terracotta blocks, dark oak wood stair, and then a row of 1, 2, 3, 4 slabs there along the side. We then want to take our dark oak wood signs, place our signs here along the sides of the stairs and the slabs, going along the side of the aircraft like so. We're going to go then place down a dark oak wood stair here, followed by another stair coming off it just like that. After we have that done, we're going to then take our mossy cobblestone walls, we're going to place down 1 and 2 mossy cobblestone walls, 2 green stained glass panes back, then 1, 2, 3 dark oak wood stairs, followed by a spruce stair, and then a zombie head on the side here. We then want to go and place down a row of 1, 2, 3 dark oak wood slabs along the side here, and then a zombie head coming off the side of this slab. We're going to then do a row of 1, 2, 3, 4 dark oak wood slabs across, and then a narrow zombie head here in the corner. And then after that, we want to go and then place down a row of 1, 2, 3 spruce wood slabs, and then a zombie head there coming off that slab like that. So before we go ahead and finish off this layer, we do have a few things to mention here. First is the numbered banners. So if you do want to put a number on the side of the aircraft, what we're going to be doing is going to this section here where we'll place these 2 dark oak wood signs with 2 banners, and you can go ahead and choose any 2-digit number with basically green lettering and a white background. That seems to be the kind of common color scheme they went with for these banners. However, you can, you know, change it to red or something like that if you do want to. Kind of up to you guys. And again, it's going to be the same thing over here. These two signs here are going to be replaced just like that to both sides. After we have that all done, we then want to go ahead and place down a red banner. That is going to be... Alright guys, and our next step here is to go ahead and make this little banner right here with the green banner with the Soviet star. For this we're going to need a loom, a red banner, 2 red dye, 4 green dye, and our banner pattern. To go ahead and get started with, we're going to go into our loom, we're going to place down our red banner, and we're going to take our green dye and place our green dye in. We're going to select the line that goes through the center here of green dye, and that's going to do it for our first selection. We then want to go ahead and put our red dye into the loom and also our banner like this, and we get the flower pattern banner that's going to create a design that looks like this. We're going to take our banner, put it back into our loom. This time we want to go and take our green dye, put it in, and also remove our banner pattern. We're going to do a line across the top here of green dye like so. We're going to then switch back to our red dye. We're going to place a red dye and we're going to do a kind of cube here, or the rhombus in the center like so. We then want to go ahead and do a green dye selection. We're going to go and do the triangle that rises up from the bottom, so you get a design that looks like this. And we then want to go and do a green line that goes across the lower thirds of the banner, just like this. And right there is going to create your star banner, and this is going to go ahead and go on this dark oak stair to both sides like that. Make sure you hold on to this banner, as we will be using this for the vertical stabilizer, but as of now, we are pretty much good to go for it. Anyways, that right there is going to do it for layer number 5, or yeah, layer number 5 of the build, and with that, let's go ahead and move on to layer number 6. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layer number 6. For layer 6 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to place down a green banner on top of this dark oak slab here, and then we're going to place down a second green banner back from it. After we have that done, we want to go ahead and place down a dark oak wood trapdoor after that green banner. Or after those 2 green carpets. We're going to go then, after the dark oak wood slab, place down 1, 2, 3, and 4 light gray stained glass blocks, followed by an anvil. And then we're going to go and then place down a polished black stone top slab coming off the side of the anvil. An item frame over here to the right side, a dark oak wood sign over the item frame if you're on Java. If you're on Bedrock, you can't put the sign over the item frame. So if that's the case, just go and place down the item frame. And also, we want to go and place down a black bed in the item frame, rotated so the pillow is facing toward the rear of the aircraft. We then want to go and go all the way back here to the tail. On top of this quartz top slab here, we're going to place down a mossy cobblestone wall, followed by 3 green terracotta blocks going forward from it. After that, that is going to pretty much wrap up what we have there for this layer. Actually, to the sides here also, for the cockpit, we are going to be going in and placing down a light gray stained glass pane, a mossy cobblestone wall, and then 1 and 2 and 3 light gray stained glass panes going back along the side here. So that's going to be the same thing there on both sides like so. After that's all complete, that's going to wrap up what we have there for layer number 6 for the build. And with that, we'll probably go ahead and move into our last final layers. Alright guys, going ahead and moving into our next layer. We'll be going ahead and moving into our final layers here, which are going to be layers 7, 8, and 9. So for our final layers here, to go ahead and get started with, we're going to place down a dark oak wood trapdoor on top of this light gray stained glass block. We're going to want to go ahead and then place down 2 dark oak wood fence posts going up on top of this third light gray stained glass block. After we have that done, we're going to go to the tail here. We're going to place down a dark oak wood stair on top of this green terracotta block, followed by a green terracotta block behind the dark oak wood stair, and then a second green terracotta block back, and then this time we're going to go and follow this up by placing down a mossy cobblestone wall. Going ahead and going up on top of these 2 green terracotta blocks, we're going to place down 2 more that go up, and then 2 smooth quartz stairs back to back on the very top there of the vertical stabilizer. At this point here, we're going to then grab our red banner here, or star banner. We're going to place down a star banner here on these 2 green terracotta blocks to the side here. We then want to go and grab some dark oak wood buttons, and we're going to place down a dark oak wood button on the side there of those green terracotta blocks. After that's all complete, we then want to go ahead and grab our barrier blocks and also our stone buttons. For this here, we're going to be going ahead and taking barrier blocks, and we're going to be placing down a row of 5 going back from this fence post here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to then place down 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 stone buttons like that across the top there. We're going to then go up, and from this stone button, we're going to go ahead and go back 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 of these barrier blocks. And on the side here, we're going to place down a row of stone buttons, and this can be on the left side and the left side only. At this point here, we're going to go to this barrier block. We're going to place down a stone button on the side of it. We then want to go and drop down from it, place down an air barrier block, stone button on this side here, and then we're going to drop down from this barrier block again, or actually from the stone button rather. We're going to place down a barrier block right here, and a stone button there to the side. And that right there is going to basically wrap up what we have there for the cabling. And with that, the last thing we have to do here for this layer is to go ahead and place down a redstone repeater on top of this polished blackstone topside and flick our notches back a few times. And once we have that all complete there, that is going to basically wrap up the aircraft all together. We do have the camouflage, which I'll be talking about and showing you guys how to actually incorporate that into the aircraft, but that right there is just basically the standard design for it in a nice green kind of color scheme. With that though, let's go ahead and move into the camouflage, adding the black into the green. Alright guys, so going ahead and moving into the camouflage. Now the camouflage here is pretty simple to do. One thing to mention though is that you want to have way more green than you do the black. And this is pretty simple to kind of replicate. All we're going to be doing here is just kind of adding in some black here and there, but we don't want to overpower it. To begin with, we'll just go ahead and find a spot. We'll start on our wings here, and we'll just go ahead and kind of replace some of our carpeting here with some black, and have this kind of flow down the side here of the wing. Now when we get to anywhere we have our green terracotta blocks, we'll go ahead and swap those out for some black concrete, and we'll just have this kind of flow into this general direction. So we'll have it kind of flow up here, go into the leading edge, and again, you don't necessarily have to do exactly what I'm doing. This is just kind of more for an example. If you guys want to do something different, then by all means go for it. And we'll just kind of have this flow into the stair here, replace the corner stair, make sure any signs, anything that do break, that you go ahead and replace. And now that we have it kind of flow into this section here, we'll have it kind of come up into the nose cowl here, or the basically just the front nose here of the aircraft, and we'll have this kind of wrap around toward the front. We can replace the zombie heads here with our wither skeleton skulls, and walls also can be replaced with the polished blackstone walls. So kind of the camo kind of comes up, wraps around the nose there a little bit and all that stuff. As you can see, it's not super overpowering and all that. And if we wanted to also, we could maybe have it come down this way as well. So the whole thing about the camouflage is you just kind of want to randomize it. You don't want to kind of follow a set pattern. You don't want both sides to be the same for this type of camouflage in particular. So that is just one thing to keep in mind when you're doing this. So just make sure that both sides are, relatively random. You could also replace your banners here if you do have if you do have your, banners here and the camouflage kind of flows up into that section. You can go ahead and replace it with a black banner. So you can have a black banner here in the 1, and then maybe the green banner with the 8. But again, that's up to you guys whether or not you want to do that. So it kind of flows in here. We'll have this wrap around the fuselage here, so kind of go over this section here like so, pop out on the air side, and we will delete this banner here, and then we'll go ahead and replace it, put our wall in, and just kind of have it come down like that. So we have this kind of striping that flows all the way around here. We can go ahead and do maybe a ring on the back of the tail here, so nothing really kind of too dramatic, just a simple little ring here around the side that we can. And again, we're not messing with any of the white. We want to keep the white alone and intact, so we're just going to completely avoid it altogether. We'll have it kind of flow a little bit into our horizontal stabilizer. This one over here we'll keep completely alone, and we can also put a little bit of black here into our vertical stabilizer as well. So we're not going to go too crazy with it, but just something kind of simple like that, kind of work its way up into the rear of the vertical stabilizer. And then from this point here, we'll go ahead and basically start maybe some striping on here. This wing here, we'll do a little bit of a different design. So we kind of bit more horizontal for this side, so we can kind of go more, I guess, front to back. So we'll have kind of more of a drastic change in direction, I guess. So as you can see, this one here, we kind of went more straight back. On this side, it kind of went more horizontal. And then we'll kind of maybe put some on the tip here of the wing. We can replace this skull here with a wither skeleton skull. And can even expand upon this a little bit more if we wanted to. But you kind of get the general idea of what we're really going for. We'll put like some more in this section here. Again, trying not to overpower it and replacing any signs that we do delete. But that's really what you're going for. Kind of a mixture of something like that. You don't want to overpower the aircraft. You can have a little bit more black on one side than the other. The goal is just to kind of create a random assorted kind of camouflage type pattern. Anyways, once you have that done, that's going to pretty much complete the camouflage, and with that, my tutorial for the IL-2M Sturmovik. Hopefully you guys do enjoy this tutorial. If you guys do end up putting it to use, I do ask that you guys do give me proper credit for this design. This can be a thing from the sign of the build, link to my channel or this video if this does appear on social media sites. As long as you guys give me proper credit for the build, you're free as for projects you guys are working on. Overall, enjoy the build, have fun with it, and with that, thank you guys again so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been Gary204, and I'll see you guys next time.